Hello and good day to all. Uh, Today's topic will be a reiteration of the previous video, which was the Marine Advisory of STCW Office of Marina. It is the series of MA 2022 number 56. So it is very recent. So come on, join me and let's try to get down to this advisory. So looking at the posted advisory up there, it is number 56 of series of 2022. Okay, wherein there is a reiteration of the STCW mandatory courses and other requirements to be taken prior to the issuance or revalidation of your COCs and COPs. So, Certificate of Competency, Certificate of Proficiency. That's in accordance to the STCW Code. So, if you look at it in its first glance, there is a requirement, a prerequisite before you revalidate your competency certificates. So looking at the posted advisory up there, it is number 56 of series of 2022. Okay, wherein there is a reiteration of the STCW mandatory courses and other requirements to be taken prior to the issuance or revalidation of your COCs and COPs. So, Certificate of Competency, Certificate of Proficiency. That's in accordance to the STCW Code. So, if you look at it in its first glance, there is a requirement, a prerequisite before you revalidate your competency certificates. Now, calling your attention to this slide, if you will notice here that the MLC courses, okay, are taken post-baccalaureate. That means to say after you're issued the bachelor's degree, then you take this, which I find very strange till this day. Okay, so if you're going to take the DEC competency, management competency, you're going to cover 4 functions in the 2018 circular. Okay, if it's engine, you have 4 functions. So deck is 3 functions, engine is 4 functions. But take note at the time element that is needed to be able to complete and pass and get approved to take the management competency exam. For the deck, you need 54 days. And for the engine, you need 70 days. 70. Okay? The intent was these 2 MLCs were intended to be integrated eventually in the bachelor's program. For some reason or the other, it was not. I really have no answers at this point in time for that. But to continue, let's check out the other slide. Now looking at this management level courses, okay, taken in its entirety in academic hours, inclusive of practical requirements. If I'm going to convert that in hours, okay, the MLC candidate for DEC must have to invest 432 hours roughly, covering functions 1, 2, and 3. And similarly, the MLC candidates for engine is 560 hours covering functions 1 to 4. This is academic hours. I'm not using the divisor of 24 hours. Okay? So, in terms of days, it is long enough. In terms of academic hours, it is also long. Okay? Because when I was discussing about the days in previous, it's just the number of days the course will push through. But you do not teach 24 hours a day. You teach only at the very most 8. Okay? If you're going to check the curricular setting, this could well be categorized as a main and major course given its time and units that it produces. So there is sort of a big question that is lingering wherein if you already issued bachelor's degree, why do you have to take this? Okay? So if you don't take this, the bachelor's degree will be rescinded from you. So there's a lot of questions about that. So continuing with our advisory, if you look in the notification, 3 numbers that state that MLC for deck and engine, okay, are considered mandatory courses. So if it's mandatory, it should be taken. It should have been taken during the bachelor's program, but apparently not. For the purpose of this discussion, let us assume that this is outside, which it really is outside. Okay? So all seafarer candidates who intend to take the highest certificate of competency must undergo training courses in MLC. And the other part here is, so with your COP. If it's due for revalidation, then you must subject yourself to the requirements in this advisory. So there is kind of already a redundancy here. But nevertheless, going to number 3, for the purpose of assessment and competence, okay, circulars shall continue to be implemented. So the previous circulars are active again, okay, and they will remain in full force and effect unless otherwise it is duly amended, suspended, rescinded, or revoked by the administrator who has approval from the Maritime Industry Board. And this is my take for this advisory. Whatever we are doing now, taking the assessment course of MLC, revalidating COP by taking another training, this origin started way back in 2014. So if you get a hold of the memorandum circulars on the 2014 series, it will show that there was, at that time, requirements to take officer level course, management level course. Okay? Like I said before, it was done for the reason that a lot of our seafarers were still holding the PRC license, which needed to be converted to or migrated to the COC or the STCW code system. And it was done gradually. So, back in 2017, the first batches of graduate students already had the new curriculum. Okay? So eventually, the OLC slowly faded away. What was left was MLC. So it's very strange to wonder, after all these years, MLC still remains. Okay? And that also, COPs, when it is going to be revalidated, have to sit for a refresher course. Okay? So all these things add up to very difficult situations when the seafarer comes down. If it is a career seafarer who strives for the highest license, he must invest in time and, of course, in money. Okay? And likewise, he also must pay attention to his COP. This was already given a deep thought, and it was one of the projects in the administration that saw the transition. This was the harmonization of all certificates, wherein if you revalidate your competency exams, all the rest of the proficiencies will be likewise revalidated, so provided that you follow certain rulings. And I guess that wraps up this short video episode of the MA Marine Advisory issued by Marina. So it is hoped that you have a better insight now on how this came to be. And in my parting shot, I would like to say, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And to all of you out there, have a safe journey wherever you are. Safe sailing, stay safe, and be safe always. Thank you, and bon voyage.